1 second. Let's see how this would work. So if I set it like this, that would work. Trying to get one of my, I'm actually trying to get one of my Ohio State subscribers to FaceTime me and have a chat with him, with me, with you. I think that would be very interesting, especially with what's going on in the Big Ten Championship right now. It's crazy. Give me a second. I'm going to try to FaceTime him. Here we go. Still waiting on some more people. Go tell somebody. We're doing a halftime show. So, trying to get Brad on here. Might have to call me back. Anyways, Big Ten Championship is looking crazy right now. He'll just have to call me back. Northwestern's up 10-6, and they just intercepted Ohio State right before halftime. So it looked like Ohio State was about to score, either tie it up, either take the lead or get a field goal, something out of it. And what happens? Northwestern intercepts them. The last time Ohio State went without a full quarter, let me get this out of the way right now, without scoring a touchdown was whenever they lost to Purdue in 2018. Not only have they gone one quarter without a touchdown, they've gone 2 quarters without a touchdown. They've gone a whole half without scoring a touchdown. That is a big deal. Let me turn this off on here. I forget how noisy my house is sometimes, so I gotta turn things off that I take for granted. Anyways, so we got Northwestern giving Ohio State a scare for right now. We have Texas A&M. They're winning by 11 over Tennessee, and then Oklahoma is just blowing the doors off Iowa State. I totally missed that. I thought Iowa State was way better than that, especially after they just blistered West Virginia a couple weeks ago. It was like 42-6. So I'm kind of glad that game between West Virginia and Oklahoma was canceled, because it looks like Oklahoma would have flat out embarrassed us. Spencer Rattler's on fire. Iowa State is let me make sure this is on. Let me turn this TV down. I think that's the problem. So, yeah, a couple of things. I mean, I saw that Northwestern was going to keep this close. Ohio State could still blow this open in the second half, but I did not see Oklahoma blowing the doors off Iowa State. I mean, they still have a second half to play, but Iowa State's defense needs to wake up. Oklahoma's having their way on offense, so that's a big deal, especially since they only have one half left. Iowa State needs to wake up, get it together, and start chasing points right now. Because if they don't come out of halftime and score immediately, the game is over. This game is going to depend on this first drive, and I don't know if they're back on the field yet. No, this is still halftime. But this game between Iowa State and Oklahoma will hinge on that first drive out of halftime. If Iowa State, I don't know who gets the ball coming out, but if it's Oklahoma, then Iowa State needs to stop them and score. If it's Iowa State, then Iowa State needs to score immediately. If that doesn't happen, sorry, Cyclone fans, the game is going to be over, and Oklahoma is once again going to be the Big 12 champions. It is what it is. The Ohio State game is a little different. I knew Northwestern was going to keep it close, but I didn't think going into halftime that Northwestern would be in the lead. They're up by 4 points. They just intercepted Ohio State right before halftime. So Northwestern is doing what they need to do. They're making the game ugly. They're bending but not breaking. Ohio State has actually crossed the 50-yard line and even the 30-yard line multiple times. It's just Northwestern won't allow them to get into the end zone. Justin Fields is actually having a halfway decent game if you throw out that last interception. That was a bad throw, but an amazing interception. It was a one-handed interception. So I have to give props to that Northwestern defensive back. That was amazing interception. So if Northwestern can keep the physicality up, can keep the pressure on Ohio State's offense, not only can they keep it close, but they have a shot to win this football game. And then it makes you wonder what happened in that Michigan State game, because Michigan State does not have a good offense, and yet Northwestern allowed them to score 29 points, and they lost 29-20. And that's what's keeping Northwestern from being undefeated, and this basically being winner gets in the playoffs. If Northwestern would have done their part, people forget this. If Northwestern would have done their part and beaten Michigan State, the Big Ten championship would be winner gets in. But the way it's set up now, it's Ohio State needs to win for the Big Ten to get into the playoffs. And right now, it's not looking very good at all. But it's only a 4-point game, so there's still a chance. But if I were a Buckeyes fan watching the Big Ten championship right now, yeah, it'd be rough. Is that mine? Hold on. Yeah, I didn't realize my TV was that loud. I'm sorry, guys. I thought it was the kids, but it was my TV. But the Big Ten championship game is going pretty much the way I thought it would. I didn't think Northwestern would be ahead going into halftime. So I did not call that. But I did think that Northwestern was going to, be physical and keep this game close. Ray gets in and says, Notre Dame going to knock Clemson out of the playoff race today. I predicted that, but I am not confident about that at all. And here's why. Clemson, the big reason Clemson lost to Notre Dame the first time was because of their defense, and they were missing a couple of key players. They're going to have those key players. I don't think the quarterback position really played a part because Ungalele, he threw for over 400 yards. He did his part. It was Clemson's defense that let Clemson down. And you said my camera's all messed up. Is it lighting or is it reception? Let me know what's going on, because on my end it's saying it's all right. Is it reception or because I want to make it better? Maybe that's why people are coming in and out right here. Let me scoot this over. I'm going to try to make it better. A little bit better reception. Yeah, keep me updated, Ray. Let me know how the camera looks, because I was not aware of that. Because on my side, oh, it's pixelating. Okay. It's probably the, hold on, let me turn that off. I'm trying to get as many devices off the Wi-Fi here, because I have satellite Wi-Fi. Usually I do all right, but today for some reason I'm not. Give me 1 second, guys. Hang tight. Hang tight. I need devices off, like now, please. Or find to do that. All right. We're trying to get this fixed. Y'all let me know if it's getting better, getting worse, or just staying the same. I have 4 kids of my own, and then they had some company over last night, and kids these days pretty much have a device of their own. So there was probably like 5 or 6 devices on the Wi-Fi at the same time. So I'm trying to get it fixed, but who knows? Y'all keep me updated. Let me know if it's getting any better or getting worse, whatever the case may be. But looks like Northwestern and Ohio State is going to get back underway. We'll see how that goes. It looks like Northwestern gets the ball back first. Ray says Notre Dame left a bunch of points on the field last game. I agree with that. I'm glad you said that because a lot of people are saying, here's what a lot of people are saying. They're saying, well, Clemson, they had to take Clemson to double overtime to beat them, and Clemson didn't have this person, and Clemson didn't have that person. But Ray makes a good point as well. Notre Dame left a lot of points on the field as well, so they're kind of lucky that it went into overtime. They still pulled it out, but if Notre Dame makes those plays, that game is not as close as the final score. So it goes both ways. You can't just say, it was Clemson, it went to double overtime, Clemson was missing a few players. Notre Dame didn't play a perfect game as well. If both of these teams play their A game, Notre Dame has a chance to win. They do. Notre Dame has an excellent A game. We all know Clemson has an excellent A game, but there's not a big gap. And that's why even if Notre Dame loses, they will still get into the playoffs and they will still have a chance to get to the national championship. This isn't the Notre Dame from a few years ago where they got obliterated by Clemson in the playoffs and they got obliterated by Alabama in the national championship. No, completely different Notre Dame. They have a very good offense. It's not elite, but a very good offense and an elite defense. For Clemson, it's the opposite. They have an elite offense and a very good defense. But for Clemson, their running game is not as good as usual. So there's more responsibility on Trevor Lawrence. Now, is he capable? Of course he's capable. Had he not set out those 2 games for COVID, he would probably still be the Heisman Trophy front runner. But because he had to set out, stats matter, all that good stuff. So, you can't stay on one side. You have to compare both. Dade says, you have a long name, so I'm just going to say Dade. Dade says, win or not, playoffs or not, they are going to get killed regardless. Are you talking about Notre Dame's going to get killed or Clemson? I think you were responding to Ray. I think you're talking about Clemson. I don't think they're going to get killed. I think Clemson could win by 10 points, but I also think Notre Dame could win by a field goal or a touchdown. But either way, I don't think it's going to be a blowout. Having said that, I didn't think the Oklahoma-Iowa State was going to be a blowout. They still have a whole half, but right now it's not looking good for Iowa State. They're down 24-7, and Brock Purdy is rattled. He is not looking good at all. And let me take a look at Breece Hall real quick. Breece Hall, he's actually not doing that bad. He's got 53 yards rushing already in the first half. So Brock Purdy needs to get it together. And so Iowa State does get the ball out of halftime. They need to score right now and hold Oklahoma out of the end zone if Iowa State wants to have any chance of winning this football game. Ray says, wrong, Dade. He's disagreeing with the fact that Dade said that Notre Dame's going to get blown out. G. Boone says Ohio State is on upset alert. They are very much on upset alert. They're down 10-6. But it looks like they're driving. They're about to no, is that Northwestern? I'm confused. My thing, somebody update me on that, because once it said Ohio State, now it's saying Northwestern's driving. Oh, cripes. They're on the Ohio State 9. So even if they don't score a touchdown, they could kick a field goal. Give me 1 second, guys. Whenever you have a truckload of kids at one time, it's hard to keep them a little. Which they're not being bad. They're just they get excited and rowdy sometimes. Ray says Ohio State on suicide watch. Oh, Ohio State just intercepted the football in the end zone. That was a bad break for Northwestern. That might have been the thing that Ohio State needed, because it looked like Northwestern was about to score and Ohio State just intercepted. Wow. Ray says Dade must be a disgruntled Miami fan. Yeah, Miami. Man, they got their doors blown off against Northwestern. I didn't see that coming. If you go back and watch that game, it literally looked like that North Carolina had the answer for any play that Miami called. I mean, it was. If y'all are familiar with Tecmo Bowl, it's an old Nintendo game, and the person that's on offense selected their play. And if you were the person on defense and you selected the perfect play, the perfect defensive play for the play that they called, it blew their play up. And that's exactly what the Miami-North Carolina game looked like. It looked like Tecmo Bowl, and that North Carolina was hitting the exact right defensive call and countered and blew them up. Seems like when I go live, every freaking thing that can make noise makes around. Toilet starts running. The vent was on and I didn't realize it. Every freaking thing that can make noise makes noise as soon as I go live. Every time. Drives me nuts. Justin Fields, he's 9 for 20. That's less than 50%. And he hasn't thrown a touchdown pass yet, and he's thrown 1 interception. So that's the big surprise. That, give me 1 second. Just go. Those stats on Justin Fields were very surprising. I didn't even realize that. That was a defensive play game. So we'll see what happens. I'm keeping my eye on all of these games. We're looking at hold on. We're looking at the Northwestern Ohio State game. Northwestern still up 10-6 as of right now. Texas A&M beating Tennessee 24-13. They're that possible 5th seed that could get in. And ESPN put up this interesting statistic. The team that was in 5th place as far as the playoff rankings go, going into championship week, has made it to the playoffs 4 out of the 6 times. I think it was 4 out of 6. It was either 4 out of 6 or 5 out of 7. And 2 of those went on to win a national championship. So, could Texas A&M be good enough to do that? They beat Tennessee today. Say Ohio State does lose, that knocks them out. Texas A&M gets in. Texas A&M gets a rematch with Alabama, and we all know it's hard to beat a team twice. And Texas A&M pulls some magic out of their rear end, beats Alabama, beats Clemson, Notre Dame, whoever. It could happen. The stats are with Texas A&M if they win today and something happens with Ohio State. So that 5th spot is actually more important than people realize going into championship week. Now, of course, once it's over and you're in 5th spot, you're not making the playoffs. You didn't make the top 4. So they're in a good spot before all of today happens. And right now there is some chaos going on. Iowa State getting thumped right now. So Oklahoma trying to eliminate Iowa State. Oh, daggum, another Northwestern pick. You got to be kidding me. They are tearing that. They're tearing Justin Fields up. So, yep, wow. They are a good defense. My goodness. So Ohio State picked them off, and then they picked off Ohio State back. I'm trying to get on the phone with one of my Ohio State subs. This would be very interesting if he would answer. I would try to get him on and talk to everybody with y'all, especially while all this craziness is going on. But right now he's MIA. He might be mad. We'll see. I just think it'd be very interesting. Oh yeah, check this out. There's my koozie right there. They're out, guys. All y'all got to do is go to my Twitter account, which is Golden Blue Dude, and send me an address, P.O. Box, whatever, to send to you, and you have a Golden Blue Dude koozie. All right, so he's not answering. He's probably not too happy right this second, which I really can't blame him. I'm hoping he calls me back because I'd like to get him on and talk to all of us, see what's going through the head of an Ohio State fan right this second. A little bit of panic, let me tell you that much, because I talked to him earlier before halftime when Ohio State was down like 7-3, and he was already not happy, and I can't blame him. I'm not talking trash about the dude. I'm just saying his team is not doing well, so he's upset, and I would be upset too. He's actually a nice guy, and he's very Brad's a very down-to-earth, smart person. He's not just pro Ohio State. He knows what's going on as far as the money, the brand, and all that stuff. But the thing that they said on game day, one of their players, Wade, said that they were going into this game, the Northwestern game, saying that they needed to impress the playoff committee and blow out Northwestern. And that's not a good mindset to go into a game. The right mindset is just do your job and beat the other team. If you go into the game with that mindset, then you're going to try to do too much. And that's what's happening with Ohio State right now. They're trying to do too much because they were trying to blow out Northwestern. They're not sticking to their assignment. They're not playing disciplined. And right now, Northwestern is in the lead, and that's why. You have to go into the game with the mentality, just do your job and win the football game. And then after that, let the chips fall where they may. So, yeah, I agree with College Game Day. That's not a good mentality. So I'm going to go ahead and end this because all the halftimes are pretty much over with. But as soon as the games are over, maybe halftime in one of the other games, we'll do a recap of what's going on. I'll do another live show here in just a little while. But I appreciate everybody that jumped on here. If you're not a subscriber, go hit the subscribe button. I'm getting closer and closer to 1,000. I would love to be able to do this full-time, make money, just, do this, focus on this. But unfortunately right now, I have to have another job because I'm not to 1,000 yet. So hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and let's do this. And I'll see you guys here in a little bit with another live stream. Take it easy.